Hey guys, I'm back. I'm sorry it's been taking me a long time to get back. I've been having some planner issues and wasn't sure how I was planning for, well, I think it's been 6 months since my last video. So this time around, I'm going to talk to you about my Hobonichi Cousin and how I used to hate it and now I love it, and it's one of the planners that it's coming back with me for 2017 as my home planner. So I'll try to do this quick, not a 40-minute video like last time. So I'm filming on my iPhone, by the way, so I'm sorry if it shakes a little bit, but it's just easier for me this way. So anyways, I used the sax cover, which is really nice. It's a silicone cover. I don't know if you can see it here. Yep. And I like it because it makes it very portable, even though this planner stays at home. So anyways, let's get this done pretty fast. So here I have some tickets that I wanted to journal, which I didn't have time. So first, this is the yearly or year at a, I don't know if this is a year at a glance sort of thing. And as you will see, I never really used this, and now I'm using it as something different. So for example, now that the year has ended, I use it as an index on the different pages and what I wrote. So the beginning of the year, I used it as, like a daily journal page. From the first day I got it until literally like maybe 15 days later, yeah. And then it was just a bunch of blank pages. Afterwards, in 6 months later, I started using it as a time tracker. Not this yearly page, daily pages, I start using it as a time tracker, and then this part I start using it as a money, period, date, and workout of the day tracker, which again did not work pretty well. And you will see that later on, like in the daily pages, how I've been really using this. Then again, July, August, September, October, no use at all. And now in November, I started using the daily pages as just notes, and that has been amazing for me. So here I just write down the title of each note page. So this is when we were trying to figure out what the tracker should be for my husband's Hobonichi weeks, and like ideas for his Hobonichi weeks. And then here we did weekly finance, and I like to write the dates in red so it just stands out to me. Like for example, this was weekly finance from November 1st to the 6th. Weekly finance, this one is from November 7th to the 13th, etc. And then for example, if I wrote a page on a specific day but not necessarily the actual date that the note page is, so it's not November 25th that I wrote it, but I wrote it on December 13th, but I wrote it on that page, so I would write that again in that red color pen because it's just easier for me, and that way I can keep track of things. So this became kind of like a finance sort of notes notebook, but also later on I started writing down recipes to try, sides, desserts, drinks, that sort of stuff. So I will go back to that later, but it's just so you know how I've been using these pages now, and it's pretty much like an index. So now to the monthly, I didn't have it in December 2015, and then in January when I first got it was the 20th, and what I did was that each day, because this was supposed to start as a journal period, and I didn't know what to do with this monthly layout. So what I did is just I would write the one thing that I was grateful for that day. So spiritual connection, my caring husband, cute and fun stationery, music, pen, paper, brain dumps, that sort of stuff, which I thought was a really cool idea, but it just quickly dwindled down. Patience, my mother-in-law, that sort of things. I think like if you have a journal, there's a really cool idea that you can use the monthly for pages for the Hobonichi, you know, just be more patience with it than me. Just have more patience with it than me. So anyway, so that was that, and then I didn't use it for the longest time. Again, I'm holding the camera with one hand, so I'm so sorry. Then here in June, I literally just like wrote like Instagram, 22 likes, 35 likes, 40 likes, but that's it. I didn't really follow through with it. And then like some things that I wanted to do during the month did not follow through with that, with the usage. Then July, October, nothing. September, nothing. And then when I really started using it again was November. So it literally took me like 10 months for me to find the groove in this Hobonichi. And this is it. So now the monthly pages are used as a monthly page calendar. Surprise! And well, this became my home planner. So this stays at our entrance, or so when you come into the house, we have like a little table there, and that's where it stands. And it stands open to the weekly page, which I will show you later. But yeah, so this is our monthly calendar. Anything that happens, that, you know, any scheduled appointment, any birthday, anything, any meeting for me or my husband goes in here. So for example, he had to go to Okinawa this week. This is here. We have a birthday of a friend that's there. And oh, by the way, and it's color coded, as you can see. So anything that is green, it's my husband. Anything that is blue is mine. So classes. These green dots and when he has a part-time job, and we already know the hours for that, and the hours for my class, so we don't have to write it down. And then anything that is in gray is both of us together. So here we had a sushi date, here we had a friend come over, and then in these we do actually write down the time. So yeah, so that is how it's been working for us. Again, the weekly pages is where we actually do the majority of our work, our, I don't know, planning, scheduling, where the bulk of the work of this planner really comes into play. And then here, the same thing. Instead of doing a dot this time, I would just write baito, which is part-time job in Japanese, and then the same color coding. I think for next year, I'm going to do it more simplified, as I do it in my personal planner, which is the Hobonichi original. So I guess I will show you that when I do my 2017 home planner video. So that's that. And then in January, we have different things coming up for January. I like to write them down in pencil. I'm a big pencil fan. I'm not a fan of friction pens, especially in Hobonichi paper, because they just, you know, make the paper ugly. So, you know, old school pen and paper, pencil and paper. So yeah, here we go. Oh, these little things is like when we have paychecks coming in, because we are on a scholarship. Well, he is on a scholarship. We know exactly when our paychecks are, because they give us like a little, what do you call it? Like a little paper where it says it, but you know, it's never the same date. So then weeklies, not using it until I got the planner. Which here is when I started using the weeklies, again, when I started using the planner, and I used it as a time tracker specifically just for me. So I would track all the different things that I would do in a day, because I am really, really bad at managing my time. I'm always late for everything. I always procrastinate, that sort of stuff. And then again, all of this is color coded. So my sleep was in yellow, gray was again us colors. So whenever I would do something with my husband, this little, I don't know, I guess I'll call it pink. Pink color is me, and when something has a gray dot behind next to it, is that my husband is there with me doing that sort of stuff. Not necessarily us time, but he is there while I'm journaling or having breakfast and all that stuff. Anything even light blue is food related and house stuff related. Let's see what else. Green is finance. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And it was pretty fun the first week, but it just became too tiring. I am doing something kind of similar in my Jibun Techo now, that again I will show you in a separate video. You see it next week. I did it, but no color coding because it was just too crazy for me. And then it just turned me down. It's 2 weeks, literally. So then I didn't use this planner again in the weekly pages until June. So 6 months later. And then this again is a sort of planner thing, time management thing that did not work. I was trying to do my to-dos here and then plan my time, and then see, like, for example, I would plan my time here, and then when I would actually do it, I would just put like a little, like, for example, I didn't shower at 10:30 like I wanted to. At 10 I showered at 10:30, that sort of stuff. It didn't work. Then the next week, what I tried to do was, which is a version of what I'm doing right now, is to plan both my husband and my time. So we would know exactly when is it that we are together and when is it that we have other commitments. So this particular layout didn't work, but again, I have something similar that I will show you later on. Again, didn't work. Oh, and here pink is me, blue is him, and then gray is us together. Same here, us together. Nothing until finally this week. And this week was when I realized this is how I'm going to use this planner. This has been working amazing for both of us. So as you saw in the monthly pages, we color code ourselves. So I am blue, he is green. And then this is great because I would know exactly where my husband would be. He knows where I am when if he's at the house or he is just wondering what I have going on during that day. He can just easily come here and check it out. And this week he was in Okinawa, and that's why there's no green here. So look at this. This is awesome. I freaking love this page. So then again, here at a glance, you would see when exactly is it that my husband and I are completely occupied or not. And then up here, I tried to do, like, for each day, like, we are not waking up. I mean, we don't have any appointments at 8. So we usually have our appointments later on during the day. So I did like a little line and I just started writing the things that needed to happen that specific day. So these are birthdays that we have here, like things that we wanted to do. And for example, like if it's a to-do that has a little blue circle around it, blue is my color, so this is a to-do that I need to do. This grocery, we could either him or me could do that, and that sort of stuff. And then everything in red is just notes, or like for example here we didn't go to a sushi date but we went to a different restaurant. We didn't go to this specific place. I didn't end up using this other time that I was supposed to work at the lab. I just worked at the lab until here. The same here. We didn't do this. We had lunch, that sort of stuff. So it's kind of like yes, we had that scheduled, but it actually didn't happen. And then here I started doing to-dos for the week. So it didn't have a specific day to get done, but during the week. And then this is an afterthought that I did later on, which is our financial totals for the week. So the income that we had coming in, again, this is all in yen, so don't get scared. The incomes that we had coming in, our variable expenses for that week, our fixed expenses, and then in green is credit card, like things that we paid with credit card. And then you see how this has been amazing. And I realized that when I really started using the Hobonichi Cousin is when I wasn't afraid to make it ugly. Because at first I was like, no, it needs to be all pretty and it needs to be beautiful so I can share this with planner friends. You know what? No. Efficiency sometimes is not pretty. So yes, the same thing here. I bought some stamps for like when we had to clean and do laundry, and this is our paycheck. Then here I added the expenses or the incomes for each day. So this day we spent like about $50, $4. This day we got we brought in $30, and then we spent 40, that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's been amazing. Here we didn't have any gray. Yes, again, gray is us. And I've been continually using this, and it's been great. And my husband loves it as well. I love it. So yeah, it's great for seeing exactly where is it that we're gonna be. And if you have kids, I'm sure it's an amazing way also to like manage your kids' schedule. Probably, I don't know. So yeah, this is how I've been using it, and it has been a huge success. And this is the last week. I don't have anything going on, but he did have some part-time stuff, and then we have this little party going on. So not pretty. And then let's go into the daily pages. So again, I told you that this journal first started as, this Hobonichi Cousin started as a journal, and this is how I used to use it, and I loved it. Let me tell you, I realized I can write for ages. I really loved it, but it just became like a chore later on. It was just, I enjoyed it, but then like when I would have to, like for example, I didn't do this day, and it's like, oh my god, no, I need to do that day, and then it would become a to-do. So anyways, here you can see how I would use it, and I would love it. And then this day I didn't write anything, but I wrote like a little note to remind me of what I did, because I was later on going to write it down. It never happened. So yes, I did love it, but then, you know, after that trip, it just, I did not use it ever again. And when I say ever again, is again until June. I'm sorry, this is so shaky. So June comes along, and if you remember, in my weekly, I started doing this time tracker thing. So June comes along, and I started doing on the daily pages a sort of time tracker, daily to-do sort of thing. So these, and I tried different layouts, so planned, actual, to-dos, and then I would do actual here, and then trying to like move the to-dos into the specific time that I did. Some planner brain dump here. Again, I would try to do the to-dos and then give it like an A, B, C sort of thing. Track how many minutes each to-do would take me. So it's like, oh, this would take me 50 minutes, and then I would like add it here. But it's just, you know, it's just too messy. It was too messy. It was not doing anything, and it's not something this size. It's not something that I can carry around. So it did not work. But you know, if you want to see anything more detailed, you can stop and you know, see how I do everything. If you would want me to expand on how I did this, please let me know. I can make a separate video, because this video is going a bit long by now. So that was that. Didn't use it again until, well, until I decided using it. I decided to start using it as just note pages, and I didn't care what day I would do it, so just note pages. And then weekly finance. So this is how I do our weekly finance. Don't care if you guys see the real numbers, because this is our Japanese finance. It's not really like our back at home finance, where we have all our things going on. And then like, for example, weekly finance, the income that we got, and then I would divide everything. I'm sorry. So how much we spent on groceries, daily necessities, eating outs and snacks, beauty, home stuff, my hobbies, drinks, medicine, that sort of stuff. And then fixed expenses. This was like our electric bill, and you know, just adding all this up. Variable expenses, if we paid something by credit card, this would be it. And I mean, again, just using it as a dirty planner, it makes it so much easier, much more efficient, and I actually used the damn planner. So the same thing here. And then this was like December and how it was gonna end. I still need to add week 4. This was again December, and this was me trying to write I don't know, have an easier way of like doing groceries, because even though we would have a receipt for, I don't know, the supermarket, if we had bought in the supermarket, I don't know, paper towels, that would not be groceries, that would be daily necessities. So it was a way of me trying to make this job easier for me. And then, you know, trying to see how the leftover money in December was going to be used and how much we had left for the last 2 weeks. And then this is actually our home finance, so I had to cover some things. Sorry. Same here, just figuring out if I have the same amount of money in one account, it would give us less interest than having it in that money separate in 2 separate accounts. So yeah. And then here's the last thing I want to show you. I started using this pages as well for, again, notes, but then this is more cooking related. So cooking to-dos, the meal planning for that week, and then recipes to try. I went over all my cookbooks and just went over to the pages that I really want to try, because if it's there with like a little tab on it, I'm never gonna go to it. So I'm gonna write these again in my 2017 Hobonichi as a home planner. So that way, whenever I have, you know, I don't have any clue of what to do for dinner during the meal plan, I can just jump here and it's like, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this tonkatsu. And then sides, let's see, desserts, drinks, haven't written that down, and then like some easy sandwich things. So sandwiches, and I would just write the sandwich ingredients here. And well, that's pretty much it, you guys. That's how I've been using my Hobonichi, how I used to hate it, and how I love it. This is this week. And now I love it, and I hope you guys enjoyed that, and it makes you, I don't know, it inspires you a little bit more to be a dirty planner, because it really does work. And you know, I can archive this and I can go back and see all the empty pages and know that it just didn't work for me, but then I can see these pages and, you know, it worked, and I'm super happy about it, and that's how I'm gonna keep going. So thank you for listening, you guys. See you next time. Bye.